What's up guys, my name is Jason and this is Boa Constrictor. Alright, so as you know, this past few months I've been dealing with mites. But now that we have overcome them, I figured it would be a good opportunity to actually introduce you to Draco. Now, Draco is a leucistic boa. The difference between leucistic and albino is a lack of melanin pigment, and the leucistic is lack of all pigment. As you can see, he is pure white, jet black eyes. Such a sweet looking snake. Now even people that aren't into snakes, they'll see this guy and they're just amazed. If you look closely though, you can see a little bit of yellow. He's got a little yellow mustache, and there's a few random black scales on his body. I believe this gene was discovered, or at least imported into the US by Jeremy Stone. I could be wrong, but I do know that we thank him for this gene specifically. I don't know if he had imported a super fire, which is what this is, or if he imported a single gene fire, which is a gene that lightens up a lot of the other morphs, and obviously put together creates this guy. So Draco here is a super fire, which means he has two of the fire genes. It's also told that there was motley in the mix too. Either his mother or his father was a motley fire, and a few other genes too. Of course, with the lack of any pigment whatsoever, it's impossible for us to figure that out right now. So the only way to do that is to prove it out, or if we breed him, we'll just see if there's any motley in the mix of litter that we have. There's no genetic testing that I'm aware of, at least for boas at the moment, which would be really cool if somebody could come up with that. So the plan with him is to team up with Acadia ball pythons. Now, I don't know if you followed him too. If you don't, you should. He is my mentor. He's got all kinds of knowledge. But he has an IMG jungle female. She has a few other genes in there too. And basically, what we're going to do is see what we can do teaming up together, and see if we can produce any babies. And it'd be super cool to at least get some IMG fire babies to see what happens. Now, boas, they took up a lot more room than ball pythons, so trying to have this huge collection of boas is pretty difficult. So I figured that if we team up together, we could try and do something a little special with these snakes. But to be honest with you, I've always been a fan of boas. If you tame them down pretty good, I just want to relax. I want to explore more. They're more personable than, let's say, ball pythons. But I've always been a boa guy, and obviously I love my ball pythons. I love the paint jobs that they come with, and the genetics aspect of ball pythons. But you just can't beat a boa. They're such a cool animal. So Draco here, I've had him for about, I would say, 2 months. He's a pretty relaxed snake, as you can see. He just wants to hang out, wants to climb, wants to check things out. I will say he's got quite the feeding response though. I'm working on it, but his feeding schedule is roughly every 2 weeks, frozen thawed. And if I feed him, he's in this feeding mode for about a week. If you go anywhere near his enclosure, he'll strike. He just thinks everything there is food. So I do need to get myself a snake hook. I'm going to do a little training with him, because we don't want that to happen. We don't want him to potentially bite one of the kids. And it's not that he's vicious. As you can see, he's not vicious at all. It's not because he's angry. He just thinks that everything that we present him with is food. I figured I'd show you guys Draco. We'll be seeing a lot more of him, as he'll probably be our mascot, because he's such a cool animal just to hang out with. Alright, so that'll be it this week. See you guys next week. Have a good one.